Hi guys, welcome back to another life lesson at the Money Pit Garage. Not really a life lesson. Well, if there's a life lesson, it is you need to learn how to do cool stuff like this. Keep your spouse happy. It makes it for a good story over beer. But we're going to talk about some of the specifics I did with this hidden entrance. This hidden entrance to our basement that also happens to be our new pantry. So I'll show you a little bit about what we did and how I put this together. And it's still working very strong. Oh, what I was about to say before my mic cut off was that we've been using this for about a year now, and it still works flawlessly. Still one touch open, key fob, and if you have kids like me, you know that they're rough on everything. They break everything they touch. Knock on wood, this is held up. So it takes about 8 seconds from fully closed, fully open. It takes a little bit less to shut down and close and be able to walk across it. So here I'll just show you the rest of what I did to make this happen. All right, starting with these guys. These are they are 1/4 inch. I think it's 6062 aluminum. They actually came off of a long piece of angle iron. So each of these brackets are about 4 inches, 4 1/4 tall. The depth is about 3 3/8 deep, actually. So that's going to be 3.5 inches on the bend. They were already pre-bent. My buddy had some leftover aluminum. Thank you, Jed. And I was able to cut these down, use a grinder, and smooth them out, and all those sorts of things.
Okay, one other quick tip. I made incremental holes here, right, for adjustments. I recommend you do something similar. I did these equal height on the top as I did on the bottom. That way I could move the strut up and down that little bit. Once I had these adjustments pretty close, what is this called, the fulcrum? I knew about where it needed to be. So if I decided it was too much pressure or too little pressure, or let's just say the strut started getting weaker, I could potentially move this up 1 inch and get it a little extra leverage. So I did that, not on this back one because it was pretty fixed, but down here you can see I have multiple holes as well to allow for some fine tuning and adjustment.
I just cut this piece off here. I use hardware from like Ace and those sorts of things. Again, this strut was from Lift Supports Depot. This is, I think this is an 80-pound strut. You need to weigh your door. So whether you make your door out of aluminum or wood, you need to weigh it and have an idea of how much weight you actually have to lift. I think there is some science. Maybe you can use ChatGPT to figure out what the lift, the pounds it's going to take to lift from like midway down. All the information about the electric actuator is in my other video. Again, those folks were awesome. The same bracket is down here. I did use a cotter pin. Let me turn on the light. And for the armchair fire marshals concerned about our safety, I appreciate it. But I have multiple safeguards. One, I have 3 egresses out of this basement. 2, there's a 12-volt battery backup 24/7. And if that were to fail as well, pull this pin, drop the actuator, and then you can just lift the door manually. So thanks. I got that part. This frame, 2 inches by 1 inch. It's hollow aluminum. I think we use a TIG welder for it. I'm sure my buddy will correct me if I'm wrong, but then the plywood frame on top. This is a standard entryway. I think it's 36 inches. 36 inches on the dot, drywall to drywall. So you lose about 1 inch on each side. We're at 34 inches between the mounting here. I probably should have another guardrail under here that you can grab onto. I noticed my dad and my mom, when they come in, they kind of like just grab onto this, but no sharp edges or anything like that. Again, it is operated flawlessly. I'm trying to think what the other question was around measurements. My distance from the landing, the lip of the landing to this lip back here, 8 feet. So just under 96 inches. You know, I've got a little less than 18 back here, I think. Yeah, 16 inches to the back. So other than that, like everybody's stairwell is going to be a little bit different. The same principles. apply. I had to put like temporary blocks screwed onto here and move the actuator up and down until I got it just right. And again, you might need a stop switch in order to get the actuator to stop where you want it. The likelihood of having a full open to full close adjustment, like have it work just right, is pretty slim. So this stop sensor, you know, as it comes down, it stops the actuator from trying to keep closing all the way. There's probably an inch left in the throw that it would be trying to close without the stop switch. So factor that in. Any other questions? I'm happy to answer them. But yeah, man, cool things like these, like they keep your wife happy and me happy. We got all our stuff in here now. Thanks for watching. See ya.